Good evening, this is Nerd to Humour, and welcome to Qianli, the Vastscpae scroll, and this is very much a Dorfromantik style game, one about creating a beautiful landscape. Indeed, this is inspired by Wang Ximeng's 1,000 Miles of Rivers and Mountains, and that is a beautiful piece of art. You should go look at it if you are not aware of it. Indeed, the style very much fits exactly that. It's a lot of these greens and blues, a little bit of orange in the sky, and oh my, it is just fantastic to look at. It's really gorgeous. And obviously this is Dorfromantik, but with a little bit of a more Chinese aesthetic to it. It's incredibly cozy. It's not too competitive if you want it to be relaxing, but there are plenty of things like challenge mode if you want it. Now this here is set out like the scroll itself. It's a good 5 meters long, I think, like maybe half a meter in terms of its height. So it is indeed a long scroll here, and as you can see, it's very much kind of oil water painting kind of style things. Now in a way this has a sort of story mode here. This is kind of like tutorial as it begins, and it's kind of introducing you to some of the themes, but it is very much in the Dorfromantik style if that is what you're into. So as we click on here, essentially what we're doing is, there, as I say, there's a bit of a story going on. So if you are trying to learn Chinese, it's quite useful because whilst it does have English down here, you can hear indeed the bit of the backstory. And in essence, what we're really doing is we have characters like this, our little seedlings. These are kind of folklore spirits that are just adding kind of lore to the landscapes. So we're going to head on in and we'll explain more about these characters as we actually get into the game. Did I mention that this has an absolutely epic score? The music is just fantastic. It really helps the setting get developed. And as you can see here, it's very much in that Dorfromantik style, but with just a little bit of Chinese aesthetics to it. And as ever, you'll be wanting to, complete little missions here to expand certain areas. So we want forest to join to forest. You can see there we've got ourselves our nice kind of quality of life thing there, the big yellow beam to show us how many connections we've made. So we want to connect water to water, we want to connect ourselves forest to forest. At the start here, I guess there isn't too much we can do, but as we go, as I say, we're kind of still in tutorial land here, but our spirit is here to help bring balance, you see, because as you might notice with the name, there's a kind of a general chi that needs to be brought back into balance. Qianli being our name here. So we do now have ourselves our first kind of character bonus. Now this particular one, we're going to be introduced to them one by one at this stage. The Dragon King Temple, which will give us, a few extra bonuses here or there, which adds a little bit of flavour to that basic kind of Dorfromantik style game. But there's plenty of lore going on. These guys are really here to help you, have some of these little bonus abilities, but also to add to just the general background, to understand some elements of Chinese folklore and history. There is a lot here. If you want to know the stories, there is a lot. And you know what? I love it when the game does that. You don't have to take all this in, but if you want to, then it's absolutely marvellous. And someone who's quite interested in Chinese history in recent times, definitely something I think I'll be taking a little look at. But for now, I'll just keep on introducing you to the game. It gives us a little specialist temple here. So I think we'll snap it in there. If we can get 2, we do start to build up combos. So that's kind of what we're doing. By filling all the tiles, we're going to gather up late energy, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. Build up that kind of positive energy and kind of repair the world. We are in many ways painting the landscape here in a very, very literal way to repair whatever damage has been done. Apparently by us, according to whatever the story situation is. But, there's a little path here. The paths are cute, I must say. I do like the path because the path feels like it's going to lead us around to the temple perhaps. So let's do that. And yeah, in time we can start to bring this back in this direction. Now ideally we do want 2 connections every time. What we can't sort of hold back cards, what we can do is try and build it in the way that we want. But I want the combos wherever possible because that's going to give us some sort of bonuses. But as I say, we have 81 tiles remaining at this point. It's not too intense. It might change as we go forward, but for the time being, we're kind of in, as I say, tutorial land. This is more of a town. I'm going to put a town, you know what? I'm just going to plonk it down there. And I kind of just, at times, I just like the aesthetics. So we're going to just build for aesthetics in this first moment here. I will, yeah, that didn't actually quite connect the way I wanted it to. But you know what, as I say, it doesn't actually need to be perfect. I'm going to build it like that and just hope the future is more like what I'm hoping for. So, how can we build this the way I want? I might just shove this one down in the corner. And as we continue to complete some of our challenges here, we can manage to fill up and summon an aspect, which is absolutely lovely, which is basically calling on some of, well, either the Dragon King Temple that we're currently doing the tutorial for, or some of the earlier some of our seedlings like this one over here. So connecting with valid placements earns extra late energy for a +10 boost, but I'm learning about this one, so let's have a look at Golden Water. Connected with valid water edge placements earns extra late energy, so let's do that. So, towering towers and steep steps, a wrong move and you're gasping for breath. I'm telling you, towering place is exhausting. Even the breeze sounds like it's reciting poems. It's you and me, baby. We say what comes to mind and it's all smooth sailing. D to the dragon, K to the king, and T to the temple. Yes, the responses from our character are often interesting, a little bit playful perhaps. So, as I say, there's plenty of kind of background going on here if you're interested in that. Oh yes, and as we go forward we get ourselves mountain tiles. The mountain tiles really do fill us into the landscape of Wangximeng, which is, yeah, lovely. There's a load of these kind of very pointed, I say pointed, they're kind of like strangely round, but they're quite vertical kind of mountains. They're obviously quite useful for us. And as I say, I'm kind of going with aesthetics largely here, but even so, I think we're starting to pull something rather gorgeous together. This is just a pure water tile. Stick that in around there. And ultimately, that's kind of what we're doing. You know, the rivers echo with the sky in this kind of a thing here. It's all rather beautiful. And, you know, I like that about something like Dorfromantik, where you can be, you know, competitive if you want, but if you just want to chill out and build something beautiful, I'm kind of all for that. I haven't mentioned so far, there are obviously little people in here doing, yeah, their little bit of farming. There's a little duck who can argue against the duck. There's random birds swinging across, and oh yeah, this is just lovely. It kind of this particular bit of art really is a kind of a Taoist sort of fairyland in a way. Kind of the idea of the beauty of a natural landscape, really. Kind of the ideal of that emperor. Also, there are cats. Now, we have actually already met the Shrine of the Poor in a previous section. So catching cats will give you extra late energy if you do indeed engage with that shrine. There are a few other ones, don't need to go through them all right now. But there are little cats hidden around. As pretty much all games these days seem to, like, you know, go along with that. So I'm guessing these cats actually, with all these names, are kind of somehow relevant in terms of the actual folklore, but I don't know my Chinese folklore that well. So sadly, I can't tell you too much more other than what they're currently telling you. Ooh, our road! Our road is complete, potentially. Okay, how do I want to do this? I could send the... Ooh, I kind of like that. The road is going to head into wards, yes, our kind of little temple area. That's quite beautiful. It makes sense. I know the road's kind of ended, but that's kind of where it needs to lead us. We have ourselves more farms over here. And I'm going to say, yeah, nice and simple. Bring that together. A challenge completed. With that, we can summon something new. Okay, so we can go for more of that. But yeah, water tiles are in one tile of the aspect gain additional late energy. Perfect. So we might well do that one. That'll be our, yeah, Santanyinya, which is a lovely little pagoda, triple pagoda. So we're going to ignore you for now, I'm afraid. I'm commentating, but I would quite like to bring some of that. That's bonus for extra water tiles around. So I'm going to summon that one in. An awful lot of extra late energy for that one. We might as well continue with the water. The ducks are happy, and that's all that really matters to me. But, okay. What do we want to do now? I do want to build out this forest, actually. I haven't really built enough forest yet. So, that's a double connection. I'm kind of happy with that. And then we've got more town here. Let's just fully town connect. The little knob of land. Where does this little knobble need to go? You know what? I kind of like that. And it will have a little jig as you go along. As I say, I do love Dorfromantik. There's a couple of Dorfromantik videos if you are interested in that kind of a thing. I like the fact that you kind of got this extra element in here with these characters as well. It's just they could have just made it a Chinese aesthetic, but I do like this extra element. You can get as involved in it as you want. So complete connection objectives grants 1 extra action point. Okay, absolutely marvellous. So we're going to have ourselves a giant pagoda now. And we don't want that. I think right on this, right by the mountain here, that's going to be glorious. She's having a lovely time chatting and giggling about whatever she just said. I have to go back and actually read it later, but for now the story can wait. I kind of like this river going on here, so I don't want to close that off, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to give up my bonus, or not continue with the bonus for the time being. Yeah, you see, I could. Do I want it? You know what? I kind of like the fact that this pagoda here is going to be water on one side, the mountain the other, and then the townspeople can indeed reach it. But I do need some more forest. So whilst I swing myself around here, I'm only really getting one connection because it's just a full forest tile. 48, by the way. I'm doing fine in terms of surviving. So as long as I'm doing okay, I'm not too bothered about failing or succeeding with regards to that challenge. So yeah, we can't quite get this to be right there, so maybe I want this somewhere else. Aha, catching cats grant extra lay energy, so it possibly made sense for us to yeah, potentially made sense for us to hold back on the cats till now. Seriously, I'm spending way too much time around Darren. You freeze up whenever you see a kitty cat too. So yeah, basically our little seedlings here are getting jealous of each other. Yes, naughty cats and all. So yes, we'll deal with the cats gradually. Extra bonus points for all of my beautiful kitties. I will say, little extra things as we go along here. Just the nice lanterns appearing. This one's got a bit extra going on. Isn't that just lovely? And over on this side of things, oh yeah, we got the cat shrine. Cat shrine, cat shrine, cat shrine. So I think you on the edge of this forest would be delightful, but we do need a path back to the town. So there we go. I think that will be... Oh, do you want the path to go straight to the temple? No, that's from one temple to the other. They're competing for my love right now, so let's not worry about that. There's another path over there, so we want to zig these together. We could continue with the water theme on the edge, but I don't quite like that. I much prefer it... Oh, do I prefer it over there? That kind of ends it. I kind of like that sneaking around the outside as well, you know. Okay, you know what? We will have ourselves that little lake. That's a nice position. 42, plenty of tiles left. I think we'll be absolutely a-okay, and we got new challenges popping up too, so that will work magnificently. That is one more field. Yeah, we obviously want to turn that around, so it's fine. It doesn't, you know, it just kind of fits the general feeling of field in that part of the world. More and more forest, an awful lot of forest. It's like the holy cat forest over here. I like it. It did describe them as tigers, in fairness. So may the tigers continue. And I will say at this stage, yeah, we can continue to grow the town. I would say this. Or are you a better knob for this corner? We could knob it out like that. Good old knobbing. Everyone loves a good knobbing. That's an excellent end card sentence there. Don't quote me on that one. Right, so we also haven't seen the solitary fisherman right now. Activates combo. So yes, I haven't been very good with my combos because I've been more focused on the aesthetics. Each placement with 2+ valid connections getting extra lay energy. Effect continues until fewer than 2 valids are formed. Okay, so this is good when maybe you want to get a bit more serious. So the wise one spent eons watching the snow and very little escapes him. So a crushing presence. Right, well, let's save the Vastscpae together. Indeed, that's what we're here for. Oh, a boat! That's the most important thing of all. Okay, I think, a bit like Dorfromantik, this is going to start sending this little thing around the map now that it's here. Combo's immediately lost. In spite of the fact that that's literally the fisherman and the whole point is combos, but it's fine, fisherman. You're all the way out there. It is not an issue. So we'll finish this one up, I think, because we're kind of getting towards the end. We've lost the combo once more, but as I say, it's fine. I'm kind of much more focused right now on, yeah, just kind of bringing together my landscape here, because it's kind of coming to its climax. I could go for another mountain right here, which would kind of be ridiculous, but actually from this angle, oh, that's cool. So from this temple, between the two, you can see that. Although, did I just ruin the road? Where is the road? Oh, no, it's here. I can still road us. The only thing is this road now doesn't work, or it goes into this man's house. You know, this guy's lucky. He just gets some... Maybe he doesn't get a road, actually. That makes a lot more sense, Thomas. Great stuff. All right. Forest, ahoy. You go there. That seems perfect to me. Ooh, yeah. Now this is good. We want forest on this side. That seems to fit the current situation. I'm ignoring combos left, right, and centre, to be fair. But this person just lives at the edge of the holy forest. And... oh, there's a little person scribing over there. Indeed, they live over there, but they go and do their work over on that side of the world. Excellent. You see, I've actually filled it all up now, so I guess I could move on. But I want to fill up this map, damn it. So, here's our town. That needs the connection. So, yeah, that would work apart from the fact that I don't want that connection. Maybe we need more of a town over here with these chaps and chapettes and their farms. Okay, and it will warn you if you're about to close off something like that, so we need not worry. Ooh, well, that's quite satisfying. Yeah, we're going to close off this town with the water on this side. Oh yeah, then we just need the path to continue over here, but we could make this work. Now, I'm going to click on the cat. Oh, okay. Oh dear, yes, there's plenty of cats there. We can learn more about the cats. I'm not worried about it right this moment, but... oh yeah, I'd say. Let's have this little bit of water snaking. Maybe not snaking around that way. You know what? That's fine. We're going to lose the combo for the 18th time, but it's not an issue as far as I'm concerned. What I really want... yeah. What I really want is just to continue that forest in that position. But the haystacks over by the town. That town, though, needs expanding. So I'm just going to build that into there. Here's just a massive rock. And to be honest, rock, I don't know quite where you go. Do you get to be background decoration? That's kind of beyond you. But yes, you get to be lovely, lovely background decoration for that person doing their excellent writing. I also click on the meow meow. So Craneheart praises Jay to everyone he meets. Says he's better than Wu Lin Feng himself. Of course. That is the truest thing that has ever been said. This path is a kind of corner path. In fact, that could have been perfect, but it is in many ways not perfect at all. That's okay though. We lose the combo. Ooh, slightly different pointy rock. Okay, now where do you want you to go? I kind of need to hold back on some of this space here. I'd like that road to go to something. So I'm going to send them around there. I'm going to send you... yeah, I might struggle with that town in this corner. But we'll do our best to continue with the town. So that's an okay little combo. Let's try and get some combos. He says as we immediately lose that particular thing. Okay, we could do that, but that loses us that road. I'm going to say, yeah, actually. You get a friend, so you get to have a friend. Now, this is a massive path of doom. Okay, how do you want to... oh, yes, the field by the water. That's much better. This person gets a road to their house. That's just what we needed to see. At this point, think we're having to just finish it up now. So, last few. Let us get our fields continuing around. That's pretty nice. At this point, it's pretty impossible to close off both of them. So I won't worry about that town. I'm going to say the road just goes here. Okay, the road heads off over here. It wants to extend the town. There's a path situation here. Actually, that's good. Path leads in to this area. Just need to figure out exactly how I want this to be lined up here. Yes. Okay. I don't actually quite... not quite set. That'll do. Alright, path heads into the little town here. The path obviously goes through all of it. That's fine. I just realised my action points are down here at 11. I have one tile to fill because, yes, Thomas, this is the last tile I need to fill. Sadly, it will not complete either of those. Let's grab some kitties whilst we're here. We might be able to find more and more hiding around, but there's all sorts going on now. It's absolutely gorgeous, it should be said. Oh yes. Apparently this is about 8 hours for the kind of main experience of going through it. There's the cat shrine, of course. But there are like challenge modes and creative modes as well for this, which is, yeah, very nice. I'll show those off to you in a moment. But for the time being, yeah, just taking this gorgeous, gorgeous scene here. Have ourselves, yes, the great outside of the lake here. Doesn't quite go all the way around. There's a few little spots where the clever, clever humans have just given themselves the chance to wander around. I like how this little path I left by itself, but it has just decided to have, you know, a little boat part, a little pier, and to a shrine. So it's not completely pointless. It filled it in, which is good. Makes you feel an awful lot better. This guy's just having a great time, drinking definitely tea and definitely not anything else. Got ourselves some lovely goings on here. Oh, it is very, very pretty, this. I like a game that has a clear aesthetic to it because there's so many modern bits of graphic, and you could always say that, yeah, you know, these graphics are amazing. I like the fact that these days the graphics, how much better can they get? I mean, I'm sure people said that 10 years ago, but how much better can graphics get? Really, what I like in a game is to have a concerted art style, to know what it means. But more importantly, Wei Long House, which is awfully English as a name there, is a close call. Apparently we've managed to build a bit of the Vastscpae successfully. That is absolutely marvellous. There we go. So yes, you just talk quite a lot for a dragon, this one. Still. Oh, you have a cat tail now. Oh, you're a dragon, aren't you? That makes sense. Okay, so Long Wang Miao. So we have ourselves this lovely pagoda. Excellent. So yeah, as we're kind of working through this story stage, we are essentially kind of going through the tutorial to some extent here. So I've unlocked the 7-step poem challenge. Very nice. So here we are back to our landscape. And we can... Oh, didn't mean to click on the old kitty. Don't worry, kitty cat. We'll come back to you in a moment. We want to go back to exploration mode. Thank you very much. But yes, in exploration mode, we can all just drag ourselves on. You can see what we've already done. And now we've got your name, the next section of it. But before we go into that, I think it's probably good to show off some of the other modes here. So back on here, we can go to the start, and there is challenge mode, including, well, since we're on the cat, there is, yes, the Shrine of the Poor Pilgrim. Now I'm guessing this will be like updating challenges and things like that. Things that can repeat, you know, different challenges every day, every week, that kind of thing is what I imagine. But we shall see. At the time of recording, this is about to be released, like later today, in fact. So this is the current challenge. We got to catch as many cats as possible. No, seriously, that is literally what this is. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to. Sorry. Let's retry that. I was waiting for like cards to appear. But yes, we are just supposed to literally like click cats as much as possible. So I will have to like swing around trying to find some of them, because otherwise I'm going to fail brutally. That's a human. That's a cat. That's fine. Cat, cat, cat. And at this point you are just watching me say cat many times. But if you love cats, then I'm sure you're having a great time with this. We'll see how many more cats I can click on, and if I can be a great human to nerdist human score, I feel like I should be doing okay here. I don't think I have time to like click around and change the camera angle, even though the new camera angle would almost certainly help me. I think we're about to run out of time. It keeps on clicking down 3, 2, 1 on my screen. This is slightly less relaxing, but it's also me clicking on cats. Okay, time is up. There we go. So yeah, we can confirm that. Well done, me. Now, Eagle Eye leaderboard. There we go. Okay, I got 23 the first time I did it, because yes, a bit like that first time I didn't count down properly. But we got much more than that. So the first few people who have come along to play this, presumably other people who have got the game a day or two early, yeah, beaten those scores, but presumably they've got better scores since as well. They probably did the same thing as me. I sit around for the first 5 seconds waiting for the countdown. The countdown was my time. There's also the fleeting moment. Achieve 10,000 late energy in as few moves as possible. So this one's clearly about efficiency. So we've got a bit pimienta, and I cannot read the Hansa, I'm afraid. So I don't know what that says, but okay, we can potentially pick here from our different powers. Okay, which one of these do I want? That is an interesting one. I don't really know what the map will be like. You know what? Let's just go with a classic here. This guy is quite simple. Late energy bonus, valid placements give you extra. Nice and simple. Let's go with him. No. Oh, I get to select more aspects, do I? Interesting. Which ones do I want them? Okay, so I can see down the side there that there's 5. I obviously don't have them all yet because I haven't gone through the whole game. So in a way, I'm just kind of ignoring like 1. Sorry for the yellow crane tower. But I'm going to go for these, mainly because that's the kind of basic one. The cat, I think, can save you because it's sort of spare points. At one point, the fisherman one's the big bonus. And I suppose when you're trying to be efficient, yeah, that big bonus is presumably going to be the most efficient way of doing it. So let's start a game and see what these are all about. I haven't actually done this yet. This is currently all in Chinese, so that might have changed by the time you play. But yes, fine. No connections at the start. That's not necessarily what I wanted to see, but you know, over time will be okay. So at the very least, we do have a little bit of a connection there. I'll be honest, I like the aesthetics too much to do this particular version where you need to be as precise as possible. I'll take the Paw of Fortune because, quite frankly, I would quite like to be able to click the cats to kind of help my score along here. So I think I might need that to help me because, yeah, quite frankly, I am way too interested in making this look incredibly pretty. So yes, I'm going to say you go over here. Where is your path, by the way? The path leads straight into this shrine, which is fun. So it's like a double situation there. Absolutely marvellous. Yes, I won't be getting any high scores here, but I'm having a lovely time all the same. A bit more serene in terms of the music here now. But yeah, this is very much the cozy retreat that I said earlier on. Yes, just lovely. I'm trying to, as an Englishman with the World Cup going on, I need distraction from England Argentina just to take the video. So yeah, I would say this very much is what I need to ignore myself and what it will almost certainly be a fiery pile of doom. So okay, let's keep on distracting myself for the meantime. And I would say, oh yeah, another massive mountain opposite the village. Oh yeah, opposite the village, the other side of the water. That is just magnificent. Hi kitty. Hi kitty. Okay, so we've got quite a few more to do. I'm not going to do this in a particularly efficient way. I will try and occasionally be efficient. That's actually quite good, to be fair. But sometimes you just got to look nice. That is actually pretty and efficient, so we'll go with that. This one just, that field just blocks away. That is kind of offensive to me. That's okay though. There's a field over there. We'll work out how that field connects to everything later on. And I'm going to say we need like a mountain over here. I'm really not helping myself get the best score, but really quite like a mountain in a different area. Although maybe an extra mountain. Oh yeah, maybe a double mountain over here would be good. We don't want it on that path though. Let's plonk it down there. That'd be nice. The town has the town has all sorts of mountains going on. Oh, I like this. It's actually going to be backed off by a river and mountains. Glorious. And I will say, I've mentioned Dorfromantik a few times because it's just the most similar, obviously. But obviously there are quite a few games sort of more like this these days. I like how often it just kind of and naturally that kind of being a bit of a breakthrough game in this genre to some extent. You know, there are things that have been learnt from that kind of situation, from that game, obviously. So there's quite a lot more quality of life things. I like how often I don't feel like anything ever gets left too empty. Sometimes things look a bit strange and Dorfromantik when you... It might turn out that there's a particular way of making this as efficient as possible, where the maps look slightly bizarre sometimes, where you just have big piles of field, big piles of grass. But this game has sort of learned from the early days of Dorfromantik quite well, whereby the map just seems to very dynamically and naturally kind of expand itself as you go along. So I'm going to take the extra water bonuses, and I don't think it's a bad idea to have you right on the back of this position. Maybe you need to be slightly out from the town, actually. No, I like that. That's a decent little position. We're going to build more farms over here, and that is at least a little bonus. And yeah, I think the water... Do we want the water right there? I'm going to give myself more options there, I think. I'm going to put water here for the time being. Continue with... Yeah. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Aha! I have managed to succeed it. I will go back to the previous step just for a moment so we can have a little look around. Now, I will say... I do like the little lanterns like taking off there. It is rather beautiful. Yes, I will say I have probably been a little bit more about the aesthetics here than about being as efficient as possible. 84 moves is probably 85 moves, I guess, in the end. Probably not the best, but still got a few little things open here or there. Some challenges. I don't think there are any cats. I started to panic because actually I've only got one action point. Okay, I got myself very close on the odd action points, but this will complete this challenge here. So yeah, there we go. Very nice, very nicely done, Thomas. And we will confirm 86 moves complete. So alright, you can see there who I got most of my energy from there. So we will just confirm that. And indeed, I guess we can have a little look at the leaderboard. 86! Okay, yes. So I forgot about what the order was. Oh, if I thought about it, I could have got top, damn it. So there's only 3 people. Anyway, I'm an average player, is what we learnt. I did get a little bit distracted by trying to be silly. There are more, though, over here. There are little tiles to earn even more late energy. So, okay, fine. But I will leave you to try and explore this game for yourselves. I really enjoyed this, I must say. It's got that Dorfromantik, build your own landscape kind of a vibe. An excellent setting in terms of the aesthetics. The score is lovely. And I quite like the fact that there's all the extra kind of folklore in there as well. You can dive as deep or as shallow as you want into all of that stuff. There's more to see from this for sure. At time of recording, or time of release even, I should say, this is coming out today. I did get this a little bit early, so thank you very much to the team behind this for sending it to me. I've really enjoyed it, so a good call on their part. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Nerdistic Human, and this has been Qianli, the Vastscpae Scroll. Thank you very much, and tally-ho.
Let us have a moment for Domino then, a giant of a commander who, frankly, I completely let down.
Yeah! Yes! That was so good! We'll shoot them as they land. Ow! Oh, we're fine! Everything is fine! Panic over! It's only a horde of Vikings, it's not actually a problem.